What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today I've got some more crazy entitled parent stories for you. Before we get into the first one though, if you are a fan of my channel, drop this video a like and make sure you are subscribed so you never miss out on my daily Reddit content. There's a posted sign in my gym now because of an entitled mum. My gym has been pretty good about being safe and socially distanced, so I've started going back a couple times a week. Pre-pandemic, I coach youth sports. To be clear, not at this gym, elsewhere, outdoors, on a field. Not even in a remotely gym-like setting. So I was in the gym, headphones on, and really in my zone, going after it on a rowing machine. I thought I'd seen a mother with a child pointing in my direction, but I shut it out because there was no way they were pointing at me. It must be a coincidence. Those who've seen this machine know there are a ton of pinch points. You don't want to get your hands anywhere near it while it's moving, let alone while someone is slamming back and forth on it absent-mindedly. So you can imagine my absolute shock and panic when a little kid, no older than 6, was buzzing around behind me and saying my name. I had thought I heard my name through my headphones, but was sure I must be imagining that too. I was too focused on the set to really care. But nope, I open my eyes and there's who, after a second, I recognize from one of my teams. He's telling me about how they want to bounce a yoga ball around, and I'm like, that's awesome, that sounds like a fun thing for you and your mum to do. While I'm thinking in the back of my mind, sounds unsanitary. I wonder why your mum brought you here and where she went. Thank God I didn't just accidentally break all your fingers. So I'm looking for her, barely even remembering what she looks like, as I never knew this family all that well. Then I spot what must be her, because there's a woman with that distinct Karen haircut shuffling away, sheepishly glancing back every few seconds to be sure the kid is still with us. But then, more panicked, averting her gaze and trying to disappear into another room when we made eye contact. I've been so frustrated with losing my sports season and having even personal trips to the gym become rare commodities that my usual courteousness went right out the window. I ran over and flagged her down, kid in tow, and rather than needlessly argue with her, just gave her the benefit of the doubt and said, "Oh, your son had gotten lost, here he is, thanks, bye," and turned to go. But instead of just accepting the stunt didn't work and accepting my very generous offer of allowing her to save face, she tried to play dumb. "Oh, I know you, you're one of his coaches. Oh, that's too perfect because, you know, they had to shut down the daycare program until all this social distancing hooey is sorted out." I saw where she was going with this, so decided it was time to just be direct. Yeah, this gym isn't affiliated with the team, like at all. Not the childcare program, none of it. She tried to pull at my heartstrings with, "I guess I could just let him hang out by himself, but he likes you so much." Setting her manipulation tactics aside, I just went with, well, that's your call as the parent, but this really isn't a safe place to leave a kid unsupervised. Hoping that would make it clear that if she did just leave him to wander, I wasn't going to assume charge for him out of any sense of obligation. Instead, credit to Karen, she managed to turn it around on me with, "Oh great, so you'll watch him then, thank you so much." No, I won't do that, I'm here to work out. Or at least that's what I tried to say, but I got maybe a third of the way through before Karen just walked away. So I don't have time for any of that, and I took the kid to the front desk and reported him as a lost child. The staff are very professional, so they just smiled and took the kid by the hand and gave him a place to wait and didn't say anything beyond, "Oh, thanks so much for letting us know, we'll take care of it." But as I was leaving, I heard the clerk call into the back about Karen. So I stopped and made it look like I was leafing through pamphlets to overhear them. "Jenna, you're never gonna believe this. Remember the lady who was trying to leave her kid up here a minute ago? Yeah, that one who was complaining about the daycare closure because kids can't get the virus. Exactly the same one. She just left her kid in the gym. I don't know where. Some girl brought him back up here because he was going around looking for his mum. Can you believe some people? Oh God, I don't want to find her. You find her. I dealt with her the first time." I couldn't believe it. How anyone would, first of all, feel entitled to free childcare from people either utilizing a service they paid for, gym membership, or doing a different job on someone else's dollar, gym staff, is beyond me. But more than that, who entrusts their kids to strangers? Why is her workout so much more important than my workout or those ladies' jobs? When I walked by the desk, nearly 40 minutes later, she was still arguing with these poor girls. house. I stuck around to try and catch any more juicy tidbits, but shortly after that point, the actual gym owner appeared. I think she drove in especially to deal with Karen, and availed her of the no children under 12 on the main floor policy, which is now a posted sign. This is why we can't have nice things. Well, hey, I gotta say that is one pretty irresponsible parent, but think about it this way. What about this? The kid wanted to be left alone because they wanted to work out in peace away from their entitled mum. Like, who knows, guys? This kid could have been absolutely jacked, could have been going for some sort of like young person bodybuilding record, and they could just be wanting to get on the dumbbells, you know, get on the leg press machine, get squatting, that sort of thing, just get as big as possible for summer. You know, maybe they're going on holiday next week and they want to look amazing in photos for Instagram. I don't know, guys. This kid could be a bodybuilder, who knows? See, look, this is the thing, right? We always think that the entitled person is doing something bad in these stories, but think about it from their perspective. For this entitled mum, she's just letting her kid go and work out on their own. That is an amazing thing to do, and their kid's going to get massive because of it. Nothing wrong with that in my opinion, guys. What an amazing parent. Moving on to our second story now. Entitled mum treats my baby like a doll. My aunt, the entitled mother, is carrying the child of a man who already has 2 daughters from a previous marriage. P is 12 years old and D is soon to be 6 years old. The other day, my mother had a little get together to celebrate my aunt's birthday. Me and my 4-month-old baby were there, along with my aunt, her boyfriend, and his 2 daughters. My mother keeps all toys, especially since my youngest brother is 8, so there are many toys ranging from toddler to older. All are kept in my brother's room, where I am currently staying, as he is spending the week at his dad's, and we all thought it would be convenient for the baby that I take his room while I'm visiting. The baby was asleep in his crib when Dee, the 6-year-old, familiar with the house, immediately throws herself in the room to play with the toys. So I pull her out, tell her a baby is sleeping in there and to let it sleep. There are toys in a toy box in the corridor. She can play with those for the moment. She still manages to slip in the room while we're all speaking and starts loudly playing in the room. That, of course, wakes up my son. My aunt's reply was this: "She's 6. You couldn't exactly expect her to talk with us." I didn't. She had toys. But once the baby is awake, the interest shifts and the girl stuck to me, repeating, "Wow, he looks like a doll." He's not, girl. He's a baby. A real one. At first, it was fun. My son seemed into it. P, the older one, was nice, respectfully giving him toys. But D, the younger, was out of control and no one was saying a dang thing. It's not my job to educate others' children, but she kept making big movements around the baby and screaming and tried to grab him a few times. I tried to be nice, say loud enough for her parents to react, but they just looked at me like, kids will be kids. I didn't feel safe anymore. Then D asked if she could hold him. Big no, huge no. I let my brother hold him while he's sitting down next to me because I trust him, but this little electric pill standing jumping everywhere, no way. And I said no, but she started whining, "Please, please," just like I was refusing her a toy. So my aunt said, let her hold him a bit, it'll be fine, she'll have a babysitter soon anyway. I insisted, it's still no. I explained she was too young and he's heavy and I don't feel safe. So she started getting mad, saying I'm too uptight. D should be able to hold my baby. She'll sit down so you feel safer. So D sat down next to me and tried grabbing my son. I honestly almost shoved her against the wall. My baby was annoyed at this point. You know, faces he doesn't know everywhere, loud voices, someone trying to grab him, so I just got up and left the room. I could hear her complaining to my mum about how I'm too serious and paranoid. My mum didn't say anything because she adores her sister, but she clearly felt relieved I refused. The entitled mum was always annoying, but she was on a whole other level that day. It's scary when there are people who think they have a say in what happens to your baby. Oh yeah, OP, I can't imagine anything worse. This is a terrible story. You know, if it was me in that situation, I'd probably just get the heck out of that house. I'm not risking my kid being picked up by a 6-year-old or even by this entitled aunt. I wouldn't trust any of that family, to be honest, apart from your own mother and obviously yourself. Look, let's be honest, kids will be kids is not an excuse. It's the parent's responsibility to say to their kid, no, you're 6 years old, the baby is a baby, you're not allowed to go anywhere near the baby, you can't pick her up, come on, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know where to tell this story, but yeah, screw it, I will. When my sister was very young, I would have been about maybe 8 and she would have been about 5 years old. We had a family friend come round and they had some younger kids than us. One of the younger kids, and now I might be regretting telling this story, but anyway, one of the younger kids was pretty much 1 or 2 years old and my sister was, you know, like walking with her up the stairs. She was 5. The other daughter was like 2, maybe 1. Now, my sister dropped her down the stairs, which isn't funny. I shouldn't be laughing, but you know, she was okay, but she was fine. I've seen her many times after that incident, and she's absolutely fine, I think. But yeah, the point of that story is don't let a little kid, a 5, 6-year-old, anywhere near a baby or someone under the age of 2 or even 3. It's just not irresponsible. If my sister now sees this video, she's not going to be that happy that I've said this point, but it's worth it, guys. It's worth it to tell you a lot about these crazy stories that happen all the time with kids and 6-year-olds and 5-year-olds, isn't it? I'm now thinking, should I edit this out? But screw it, it's gonna stay in because why not? Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that little anecdote from me. I hope my sister doesn't hit me, because that's a bit, no, I can't say no. I hope she doesn't get too annoyed. Anyway, yeah, that is going to do it for this video. If you have enjoyed it and you enjoyed my little anecdote there, then drop a like on the video. If you want more straight away, there's one on screen right now. Of course, you can see it next to my face. Next to it is also the subscribe button, either there or there. Hit it with the notification bell and you will never miss one of my daily videos.